Welcome everyone to Neverwinter on PC. My name is Rainer and today we're going to look at the MOD15 Artisans. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, and if you would like to see more informational videos about Neverwinter, hit the subscribe button. We still have some issues with the delivery box where we cannot advance in the intro quest running a workshop. But today I will still make a new video about the Professions rework. I hope this bug is fixed with the preview patch tomorrow. At least every Friday normally they release a patch. And after that we can look further in the master crafting recipes and legendary items and stuff like that. But for today's video, in the center of attention, the Artisans. The topics for today will be the following. First, I will talk about the Zen Market Artisan pack, so it's called the Professions Artisan Recruitment. Then I will talk about the Artisan skills and statistics. And finally I will talk about which criteria are the most important for picking an artisan. So let's start with this Professions Artisan Recruitment. The Zen Market pack, so this pack will be available on live with the introduction of MOD15. On preview, as you can see, it's already available, but I have no idea how much it will actually cost on live, because this one is free. As you can read, it will give a random, common, rare or epic artisan of the profession of your choice. Seeing that you have to spend Zen here to have a chance of getting the artisan that you want does seem a bit unfair. But there is a small advantage that we can take advantage of. I will demonstrate. Let me open one of these packs. I will take a random leatherworker. But what if I told you that I can predict who I get? Let me show you some magic. I will tell you that I get an epic leatherworker called Blonde Dawn Whisper with dab hand. So 25% on dab hand, 0% commission, minus 25% speed, 53 proficiency and 51 focus. Blonde Dawn Whisper. Cool, huh? And it's not a fluke. Let me do it again. So I'll take this one. This time I will take a tailor, a random tailor. He will be called Teklel John Dratal. Also with dab hand, so 25%, 0% commission, minus 25% speed, 53 proficiency and 51 focus. 53, 51, exactly as I said. How am I doing this? Well, before you start calling me a hacker, the artisans aren't as random as you might think. And I have the power of information. There are actually a fixed amount of artisans available per profession, each with their own statistics, which actually don't change. So they are really linked to a person. These artisans are really fixed. And since you cannot get an artisan twice, if you have all the others, you know which one you will get. So, how many are there then? As you know, I have a master crafting sheet. If you don't know, then you will know it now. And I have the answers in here. Let me turn off this filter. I have made an inventory here of all the artisans that you get, and you can see there are a total of 197 artisans available. You have 26 adventurers, 26 jewelers, 26 alchemists, 26 armorers, only 14 artificers, no idea why, 27 blacksmiths, for some reason there's one more rare here, 26 leatherworkers and 26 tailors. So worst case, if you want to get all of the best artisans for each skill, you have to spend 197 times the cost of the pack. There is a disadvantage of keeping the artisans, or of keeping all of the artisans, because they will end up in your overflow bag. And if you have too many items in your overflow bag, you have severe penalties, severe disadvantages. It's not possible to mail those. You cannot put them in your bank. They cannot go into your normal inventory. They go nowhere else. So the only way of getting rid of this is, yeah, you have to fire some artisans. So if you want to get all of them, you have to open all 197 at once, or at least one profession at a time. You have to filter them out. What I also noticed is that you cannot even go into this workshop if you have more than 20 items in your overflow bag, which is not cool. But yeah, so I have the list, but let's look at the artisan skills and statistics. I already talked about this very briefly in a video before this. Let's go here. There are a fixed number of artisans with a fixed skill sets. What is important to look at? Let's look at the special skills first. You have Virtuoso, which gives a chance to not consume optional supplements at the start of a recipe. I don't think this is very important. There are some optional supplements that increase focus, which might be important for masterwork, to get a higher chance there, because focus seems to be very important. So maybe this is important for masterworking. Not super sure. If you need those optionals a lot, this would be nice to have. Second, we have Miracle Worker, which gives a chance to instantly complete a task or negate the morale cost if it was rushed. Seeing that we have 400 morale per day and morale is pretty cheap to refresh, I don't see this one as being very wanted. Next up we have Passion Project, which is a chance to negate the commission cost at the start of a recipe. For people who are very low on gold, so this the commission cost is the gold cost for doing a recipe. People who are very low on gold might like to use a artisan with a special skill like this, just to use a little bit less gold. For master crafters, this is totally not important. Then we go to someone with the recycle. With the recycle special skill, adventurers don't have the skill. And the skill is to, you have a chance to refund materials in case of a failure, and adventurers actually don't use up materials, they gather materials. So that's why you don't have adventurers with this skill. Refunding materials in case of a failure, this would have been, well actually no, it also wouldn't have been nice in the previous version of the professions. You basically rarely fail a profession. Actually, if you get the very good tools, if you have a forge hammer or you get a adamantine tool which you can buy pretty easily when you trade with your guy in the workshop, I forgot his name at the moment, you will, on the proficiency part, you will not have a lot of problems. Each of these skills have a certain percentage, and the percentage seems to be linked with the rarity of your artisan. All your common artisans have 5 or 10% chance, the rare artisans have 15 or 20%, and all the epics have 25%. There is one exception. There's one rare artisan with only 5% chance. I think that's an error. So that's probably going to be fixed. But the rest of them all have 15 or 20%. Then you have commission and speed. Commission makes your recipe more expensive in this case, plus makes the recipe more expensive, you have to spend more gold. Once again, this is not too important for master crafters. Gold is not super difficult to get by. And you also have speed, and speed is also not that important because you will be rushing most of the recipes. Maybe for gathering this would be nice to have it a little bit quicker, because gathering cannot be rushed. Then we have proficiency. Proficiency determines whether your recipe will succeed or not. As I mentioned before, proficiency doesn't seem to be a big issue at the moment. Maybe for the master crafting recipes it's going to change and it will become more difficult and you will actually fail sometimes. It all depends on the tool statistics and the recipe statistics, whatever they come up with. And then we have focus, and focus is important to get the high quality results. So let's go. So this is actually already the criteria which are the most important for picking an artisan. I think it's focus and the special skill. And for the special skills, I think dab hands will be really good to have, because you have a chance to receive double results when a recipe is completed. Did I actually mention this skill already? So dab hand seems to be really cool. I don't know if it works with master crafting recipes. That would be really, really weird that you get 2 rings instead of 1, for example, or 8 bronzewood lumber instead of 4. That would really be broken, and then this would totally be the best special skill to get, hands down. So let's go back to the master crafting sheet that I made, and let's take a quick glance on which artisans we want for our professions. So an adventurer does not have recycle, as I said. Usually you want to have an epic one, but for adventurers I would say dab hand is important because you can get double results. So let's select dab hand here. Then you see you have a couple who have negative speed. So if you take twice as long, well, this is probably not twice as long, but if you take a lot longer to get the item, and it's sometimes in 10 or 5% doubled, or maybe 20%, it doesn't seem really worth it. So if you want to get a lot of results, it seems that this guy with 75 speed and 15% dab hand is actually the best one for gathering, if you follow me. This is for getting the maximum amount of resources out of gathering. If you want to have it cheaper, you can go for passion project, for example, if that's important for you. But here you can see you have 25% to get your items for get your recipe for free. But in the basis, this is your commission is 75% higher. So actually this adventurer is better than this epic adventurer because it's cheaper if you look at cost. Of course proficiency and focus are lower, but at the moment this all can be compensated with tools, getting the good tools. Let's look at the alchemists. All skills. Of course, I will also make this version of the sheet at some point available whenever I have finished everything. As you can see, I already added blacksmithing and armor smithing. Was a lot of work, but I still need to add some more details in there. Let's see, alchemist. Usually also you want to have a dab hand guy because you get double rewards, very important. And these guys are actually not super bad. It's only a minus 25% speed. And they have high proficiency and focus, of course. But maybe you actually want to just look at focus if you want to get high quality results. And then you can see If focus is important, yes, it's expensive to run your recipes, but you will get high results. Because the starting focus at level 1 is higher than all the others. You have here another one, also with high commission, and this one also has 56 focus. So this information you can use to pick your artisans that you want. Spam 26 or 27 of the boxes. Maybe wait until you get a couple of the artisans for free, because they automatically come to your workshop also, and then spam a couple more. Typically, as I filled in this list in the order that I got the artisans, and as you can see, I get the epic artisans all at the end. Here sometimes you get one earlier, but most of them are all at the end. Here actually it's not super bad, there are some rare ones at the end, but armorers is a lot more mixed. Here you can see is a lot less artificers. Blacksmith, again, all of them at the end, literally all of them at the end, nothing in between. So the chance to get an epic artisan, I did not calculate it with this data. It's not easy to do this calculation, but as you can see, you will need to get almost all of them to get the right one. The nice thing also is that here this leather worker with dab and 25% is the last one you get. For tailoring also the dab hand 25 is the last one you get. Actually some skills don't have an epic dab hand guy. I think we're missing artificing here, yes. So there is no artificer with 25% dab hand in here, which is also interesting. So you cannot get exactly what you want in all cases. So I hope this helps. If you have any remarks on this video or any suggestions on what to investigate next, feel free to leave a comment below, and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next video.